What's going on, guys? Jeremy with Whitetaildna, and welcome back to another video. Before we get into this video, can you do me a favor and hit the thumbs up, the like button, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We got a ton of content coming in 2025, and we look forward to bringing that to you. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the most popular bino harnesses for 2025. Now, we chose what I think is some of the most popular bino harnesses on the market today as far as brand goes. There are some other brands that we'll chat about that we don't have here, but these are the most consistent bino harnesses that I see on different marketplaces, different forums, guys running them on hunts. So we just kind of wanted to give you an overview, go over some features, go over some pros, some cons, and maybe help you navigate bino harness purchasing. So first off, we're going to jump into the Marsupial bino harness. All right, so first off, we're gonna go over the Marsupial bino harness. Arguably one of the most popular bino harnesses on the market today. I see a lot of guys running these, and for good reason. I think they're very well made. They're made in the USA, and we're gonna go over kind of each generation that it's progressed over the years. This is my personal favorite bino harness. I've been running it for years, kind of since they first came out, from the original model to now just the standard enclosed. So first off, this is the original model. This is kind of when they first came out. As you can see, there's no closure on this. It's a pretty standard pack. It has a zippered pouch here. You can put calls in there, your cell phone, maybe an optic glass, whatever you want to keep in there. This is my good buddy John's, and he actually sewed up a bugle, or I'm sorry, not a bugle, an elk reed call in here where he can just store that. And then he also has the rangefinder pouch on the side here. Pretty standard. I mean, I ran this when they first came out and I loved it. It's magnetic, so it fully encloses there. And then if you want to run it open, you can fully close that down and wrap it on bottom and it'll stay there. And people, you can run it like that, closed. One con is you kind of do have to stretch that so the magnet catches. There is magnets on the bottom here. And it has a nice harness as well. It's got some padding here, and it does have the lanyards as well. Pretty solid. They're auto-locking buckles, so they're not going to come loose on you. Very comfortable harness. It's got a pouch on the back side here. I think he's actually got a case in here that you can actually put over it. They make a rain fly. So whatever you want to store. It also has two side pouches as well for rain checker or whatever you want in there. Maybe some bullets if you're rifle hunting. And yeah, pretty solid bino harness overall. One thing I didn't like about it was it was open here, so if you got heavy moisture, your optics could get wet. But overall, it's very light. It's very slim and sleek fitting. Awesome bino harness. Then after this was made, I think they listened to their customers. I think the customers wanted an enclosure. And personally, this has been one of my favorites. So this is the fully enclosed Marsupial bino harness. As you can see, the exact same thing. You have your flap that folds over and secures on the bottom there, so I can run it like that. If I'm just glassing and I don't want to have it closed, I can run it open like that. Or if I'm shooting 3D, I can have it open like that as well. Otherwise, not a whole lot changed other than the actual enclosure. I do have just an accessory pocket here that attaches to the buckle on the side. I usually keep my calls in here when I'm elk hunting, or if I'm rifle hunting. They actually do have two MOLLE webbing pouches here that I can secure bullets if I need them. And then they also have a front pouch here if I want to throw, maybe a Garmin InReach or anything like that. And on the bottom, they also have MOLLE webbing, so they make attachments for like bear spray, or they make additional accessory pouches you can keep on the bottom here. Same sort of webbing on the back side. You got auto-locking buckles, and then also they make a standardized rangefinder pouch as well as an XL if you have, like I know the Vortex Razor 4000 is a little bigger, so I would have to run a bigger pouch on that if I wanted to. But this is also magnetic. You can fully secure it on the bottom there and run that open if you're going in on a stock, or you can keep it closed. It is not fully enclosed, but I've never had a problem with moisture. I do really like this. I think it's an awesome bino harness. I think it's priced really fair, and I think you get an overall great product. But So those are the first 2 gens, and then Marsupial also got some feedback on people that didn't want to run a magnet. Maybe you had a pacemaker. You know, I've heard some things about magnets interfering with compasses, or even like when you're navigating on Onyx, it might throw you off. Some people argue that that's just simply not true. I've noticed a couple things, you know, Onyx being off. I don't know whether it's from my magnet or not, but anyways, they came out with a no mag version. So this is the no mag version, fully enclosed. I believe both their no mags have fully enclosure. I don't believe they made it on the OG model, but basically it's the same exact thing as this one, except it has a bar up top with bungees here that are adjustable, so you can fit and adjust the tightness of this. Basically the same thing. You can run it half closed like that. If you don't want to run it fully open like that, you can just halfway do it, and it'll sit just like that. Some people put their phones in here, which is nice. I've ran all of these before, and this one still is my favorite, but I think this is a great option if you don't want a magnet. But yeah, basically the same exact thing as your fully enclosed, except it does not have magnets. I believe this is designed with Aaron Snyder, and you know, I think it took off and it did really well, but then Marsupial also wanted to make it better, so they took away this bungee and they actually made like straps here where it's like a nylon, where you don't, basically the same exact thing except you don't have these bungees. It's still a no mag. That's their like 2.0 version. So I highly recommend Marsupial. Go check them out if you're on the market. I don't think you'll be disappointed with it. I don't have a ton of cons to talk about, and I've personally ran all of these. So next off, we're going to jump into the FHF bino harness. All right, guys, we're going to talk about the FHF bino harness. First off, we're going to go with the Pro M. This was kind of FHF's first model here. Similar to a Marsupial. I mean, you know, going through all of these, a lot of these have the same features. They just have their own specific features that make them separate from other companies. So we're going to talk about the Pro M first. It's your standard. It folds away from you, or into you, I'm sorry. And basically, you know, your standard bino harness. It has just a bungee strap here that hooks on the bottom there. This one is stretched out. This is a buddy of mine's, and he's definitely put this through the paces. But as you remember on the Marsupial, your accessory pouches faced in front of you. Well, these face outwards. Like this one is just a rangefinder pouch here, and same concept. It has a bungee strap there. It is somewhat fully enclosed. The sidewalls do run all the way up here on both of these, but as you can see, you can get some moisture in here. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of flaps coming towards you. I like them going away from you, but I do think this is a solid bino harness. They're made out of Bozeman, Montana. Basic straps. It's super lightweight. It doesn't have any sort of padding on the original model, but kind of that same, you know, cross webbing where you have that you go over the top and then around. 2 buckles on the side. These buckles are not auto locking, so they could potentially come loose. Me personally, I do not have any experience running any of these, so I cannot speak on firsthand experience. But I think overall it's a pretty solid product. It's got a zippered pouch like most do. 2 pouches on the side for maybe wind checker here, and then also a pouch to put your rangefinder as well. It's got some webbing on the bottom for maybe some bear spray or an accessory pouch. And it does not have, or it does have a strap on the back here that actually is enclosed, which is nice. So yeah, pretty solid. This was, like I said, their first model, Gen 1 Pro M bino harness. So, and then I think they rolled with this for quite a while. And within the last year or two, they came out with the FOB bino harness. This one actually really caught my interest. This is my good buddy's. He is a gear snob, and he's ran every bino harness on the market, and ultimately he thinks this is the ultimate pack. I've not ran it. I've had my hands on it a few times, but I'm fairly impressed. Kind of the same concept as their old one, except it looks like they went fully enclosed on the sides here. Easy one-hand operation. Just has like a thumb loop here, and it looks like it's magnetic. You can put it down and run it just like that. Or you can run it like that. The magnet snaps on there, and there you go. Super lightweight still. It does have MOLLE webbing on the sides here and on the bottoms. So he's got actually a release pouch where you can put a release in here. And then he's also got his rangefinder pouch as well, which is the same concept. Fully enclosed. That's super nice. magnetic, and it's not like a super strong magnet, but it holds. So that's pretty awesome. Easy one-handed adjustments there. Super easy operation. I do like these straps on the back side. They're really lightweight and they breathe well. I like how they put this molly in here, and then they have the padding on the outside, and it's kind of the same concept as most of them. They go over the shoulders and around the bottoms. Looks like they did add auto locking buckles, which is really nice, so you won't come loose. And they do have a pouch on the back. My buddy does have a pistol holder here, and you know, that's for easy access. He can pull out his pistol if he encounters anything, you know, like a grizzly bear or a wolf or anything like that. But yeah, super nice bino harness, I think, overall. It is pretty pricey, but I think you're going to get a really good product. I don't think it's far off from others. He does have an accessory pouch. What I do like about FHF is you can really customize this and build it to your needs. So that opens there. It looks like you can maybe put a cell phone in there. And then you also have the option for a zippered pouch there. And then he's got a wind checker on the outside of that as well. So he's kind of got like 3 pouches in one there, which is really nice. So FHF, I'm a big fan of this. I do like how it opens away from you, which is nice. But yeah, if this interests you, go check him out. Check out the fob. If you like just the simplicity of the Pro-M, check that out. And next, we're going to go talk with team member Caleb Comstock, and he's going to walk you through the new Kifaru bino harness.
Right here, I've got the Kifaru deluxe bino harness. I ran this pack all year this year. Honestly, was a pretty big fan of it, so we're going to kind of go over some of the things I like about this pack and some things I didn't like. Starting from the beginning, I really like how the rangefinder pocket is attached straight to the bino harness. I have one of the old FHF gears, and it wasn't directly attached to it, so that kind of was a pain. Whereas this one is connected right to it. There's like little Velcro that'll Velcro on as well, and goes on the strap. On the other side, there's another pocket there. I personally took it off. My reason for, I just don't like a lot of bulk on my chest, so I opted to take that pack off. It's just a little pack. It's kind of like the bino harness, just goes on the opposite side. What I like about this bino harness as well, or what I like about this rangefinder pouch as well, is how easy it is to get the rangefinder in and out. It just kind of slides over the top, just one hand and go, you know. Super simple, super sweet design, just made it really easy to range things, as well as cover it up right away, just in case we were in weather or something, so I didn't get weather on my rangefinder. So that's kind of the outside. Some other features on the outside I liked was there's pockets here. There's a little pocket on each side, and this is where I always kept my scent checker. I kept milkweed and whatever else on this side pocket, and then there's also a pocket on the back of it where you can keep your tags, so that way you always have your tags with you, because most people always have binos with them. Another feature on the outside that I like, there's different molly loops all through this front. There's a section on the bottom, there's a section on top, and then there's also molly loops on the bottom, so if you wanted to put a gun holster on here, you very easily can. They also sell a gun holster that goes with this pack, so that's super sweet. Just extra storage that you can clip on here to make this pack more useful for you. Going into the actual side of the pack, it flips open really easy. There's no magnets, there's no Velcro, it's nothing. It's literally just flips it open, one hand, and then right there, as you can see, I've got my Vortex 10x42 sitting in here. These are the binos that I use when I'm deer hunting all the time. So they go in there really nice, super easy to get in and out, like I just showed you, with one hand. Take it out, put it right back in with one hand. So I like that feature on how this pack opens up, and I like that the pack stays open. There's not a lot of bulk, and I hate bulk, so I like that it just sits there. It's nice and compact. Everything kind of serves a purpose, which is what I want. On the inside, there's also a couple of pockets up on this flap where I personally have storage like extra field points, extra knocks when I was shooting 3D this summer. So that way I always had those with me, and then I'd keep my thumb button right here sitting on the inside of this bino harness as well. So overall, I was actually fairly impressed with this pack. The one thing I did not like and wasn't a big fan of is the clips. It kind of made adjusting it a little more difficult. Just the style of clips that they have on it. You can't just pull it, you kind of have to press down on this little middle piece and then pull that the the rope through or the harness through to get to your liking. But overall, I was a pretty big fan of this Kifaru deluxe pack, and I'll probably be running again this year. Like I said, it kind of served its purpose. It's everything that I kind of wanted in the pack. It wasn't big, it wasn't bulky, it was pretty compact. The rangefinder sits in there nicely. The binos went in and out real smooth. Never was kind of a hassle. So yeah, that's one of my thoughts on the Kifaru deluxe bino harness.
All right, next we're going to talk about the Sitka Mountain Optics bino harness and the Kuiu Pro bino harness. So first off, this was Sitka's original bino harness. I know it was highly anticipated. People really wanted something from Sitka as far as a bino harness goes, and they came out with this. I personally ran this as soon as they released it. I believe it had to have been 5 to 7 years ago it came out, somewhere in there. I don't remember the exact date. I was pretty impressed with it. I didn't run a ton of bino harnesses before, so I didn't have a ton of experience. But as I've ran other ones, I haven't really grown to favor this, but I do see the pros of it. So first off, it is kind of held in by a little latch here. It's not really bungee. It has some give, but it just hooks onto the bottom there, and they give you 2 adjustments, top one and a bottom one, just to secure the fit of it. And it does open towards you, which I'm not a huge fan of, but some people like that if that's your thing. It does have a magnet there, so if you do open it and you want to run it open, it can just sit on the top like that. Pretty standard inside here. It does have a lanyard here that you can keep an optic cloth on. I believe it comes with this, so you can keep that actually internally, which is nice. And it's kind of unique because it's all in one here, right? So I could take off of these accessory pouches, and this would actually just run against you, and you can put in like bear spray there or whatever you want. I did that when I hunted Montana when I was hunting around grizzly bears. I took one of these off and ran my bear spray on the side here. That way it was always on my chest. But yeah, these are pretty basic accessory pouches. They're identical, held on with a bungee here on the back, as well as they open away from you, which I like. But yeah, I mean, plenty of room. They're pretty basic. They do have some structure and rigidity, which is nice. They don't really fold in and collapse on you. But yeah, you should have tons of room if you want to keep stuff in here. I like a little more organization. It does have pouches on the back here. And it does have a very unique strap system. So basically you would put this on, just pretty standard there where it goes over your 2 front shoulders. But this bottom one, typically they clip into here, and this is all you would have, but they actually came around and they went lower with it. And you strap it there, it's like right above your hips there, and you pull it down, and you can adjust it obviously if you like it down here. A lot of people I see running them kind of keep them lower for whatever reason. You can run it, higher if you want, but then your strap is going up your back and you're kind of in your rib cage there. But yeah, I think it's a unique bino harness. It was something that wasn't really on the market at the time, and I think since then they've upgraded and come out with like more of a whitetail friendly one. But it does have, a zippered pouch on the back. It has your pouches on the side here for wind checker or whatnot. But, if Sitka's your brand and you like to support them, which is cool, check out their bino harness. It's pretty cool. It's unique. It's something that I haven't seen before. So give them a look. Sitka Mountain Optic bino harness. Next off is the Kuiu. This was their first model. They have since, I believe, this year came out with a new updated version, which looks pretty cool. Cannot get my hands on it, but if you're interested, go check it out on their website. But this is just a basic bino harness, I think. You got the front folding. It folds away from you. Have the straps in the back there. Got some optics there. But yeah, it's just basic, folds into you. There's nothing really, there's no bar to catch on. So if you had actual binos in here, they would be kind of exposed to you. If you can imagine this on your chest, you shouldn't get too much moisture in there since it's against your body and it is enclosed on the sides, but there's a pretty short back wall there to actually keep it in. But overall, it's super, super basic. And I think that's what Kuiu is. They're known for ultra lightweight hunting gear. It does have side pouches there for wind checker, calls, whatever it may be. It does not have a front pouch. but it's super easy, one-handed operation. Just folds down like that. You pull your binos out and put them back over. I do like their harness here. It does have kind of a webbing in the back there, which is nice to keep it against your body, have support, but you know, just like them all, pretty standard here. You got your clips. The clips are very basic. Kind of seem cheap to me. Don't know how well they hold up. I know my buddy has ran this for a long time and he's never had problems with it. I know he enjoyed how lightweight it was and how basic and easy operation it was. So if you're like a minimalist and don't want, you know, a heavy, bulky bino harness, this would be a good one to check out. So that's the Kuiu Pro. And next we're gonna jump into the Vortex Glass Pro. All right, now we're gonna talk about the Vortex Glasspack Pro. This is new to Vortex in the last year. Originally they had 2 bino harnesses. It was your standard one, very, very basic bino harness that came with your binos. And then they made one that came with the Vortex UHD, and you could only get that if you bought the UHD binos. So now they came out with a Glasspack Pro. Kind of hard to say if you say it fast, but pretty cool pack. Most of our team ran this year. Really good things to say about it. It's a huge upgrade from their old ones, I think. I've ran both of those in the past on a couple hunts. Wasn't a huge fan of them, but this one's pretty legit. Starting off here, the front flap folds away from you. You cannot fold it all the way down where it will flip over like that. It's just not possible, but it is very simple one-handed operations. If you want to get your binos out, pull them down, pull out your binos, put them back in, and you have the option to kind of just set it there, or you can actually get it over the back. It does have looks like a little bar here that will secure it, so it's fully enclosed. No moisture should get in there. It does have some back straps here that connect your actual webbing, and then it does have little wing flaps so you can put on any accessory you want. The one con I would say about this is if you run smaller binos, your 8x32s, 10x42s, whatever it may be, it is a standard one size fits all. So if you have a smaller pair of binos, it might feel a little bulkier to you, but they do actually have adjustments here on like a bungee webbing here where you can pull it tight and this will actually come down and keep it snug and secure. So new to this year only, they just came out with accessory pouches. So Vortex now has the option where you can put hand warmers here on the bottom on this webbing. They also have accessory pouches to add on to these actual wing flaps here. Pretty cool from Vortex. So you can actually fully customize this pack to how you want it. They do have the option. It comes with a rangefinder pouch. Very simple operation. It hooks down here on a little hook there. One-handed, boom, you're out. You got your rangefinder there. It does have a front zipper. Keep anything you want in here. And then 2 side pouches for maybe a release or wind checker here. And then they do on the back side have a nice support system here with basic straps that go over the top of your shoulders and around the back like most bino harnesses do. This seems pretty comfortable. I haven't personally ran this yet. I'm excited about the new ones though. This in particular with the accessories to run, but pretty awesome product here. I think it's very affordable. They do only have one color right now and it's in this coyote brown. I think they're going to come out with like a ranger green would be my guess, but keep your eye out for that. Haven't heard on that. The buckles on these are pretty basic, look kind of cheaper, but they've held up. I haven't had any team members, you know, complain about buckles breaking or failing, which is awesome. So if buckle durability is kind of your thing, then maybe, you know, you might want to consider that. But overall, pretty solid bino harness for the price, especially if you run Vortex optics. So check that out. And lastly, we're going to talk about some honorable mentions that I've personally had my hands on and have used in the past. One would be the Stone Glacier bino harness. That just recently came out within the last 3 or 4 years. They've come out with a different model. I believe it's called the Centennial, but don't quote me. It's a pretty cool, it's kind of like the Kuiu one, very minimal, lightweight, ultra lightweight, kind of what Stone Glacier is known for, lightweight backpacking gear. It's waterproof. You don't have to run a rain fly, fully enclosed. So I don't have one. I'm not able to get my hands on it, but if you're interested in that, go check that out. There's tons of brands and manufacturers now making bino harnesses. You know, I've seen some where you can actually take the entire glass pack off of your harness, which is pretty unique. But T&K Hunting makes a pretty cool bino harness. But you know, there's so many that come out there, but I think the ones we've gone over today are kind of the most popular ones that I've seen and the most popular brands. So we wanted to give you guys an overview, if you're on the market, kind of the pros and cons and the features of these bino harnesses. And I'm sure there's tons of other videos you can go watch. But if you like this one, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you're running and what your one favorite bino harness is. And we will see you on our next video.